Alright guys, we got this thing hooked up and we got fuel figured out. I had a clogged fuel line so the carb wasn't getting fuel, but I think we're still gonna have to mess with choke and throttle, but I think it should pop off. Oh boy. That's pretty cool. As a first start, and I don't know how long, I'll have to ask the owner how long it's been sitting for, but fresh overhaul, we got it running. So we'll have to continue to button up loose ends here or there, because I mean, it's been a mystery tractor for a long time. And I don't know anything about this thing, so we're kind of starting fresh. Gas leak in here. Cool. All right, guys, it's been a while since I've taken a video of the Allis. I've just been crazy busy in the shop and personal stuff and whatever, all good things, but just super busy, no complaints. But the Allis is done. He's got two parts he's bringing because they accidentally shipped to his house. But he's coming right now. He should be here within an hour or so, coming from Kansas here to Missouri. We got all the decals on and she's ready to go. It could use a couple little spots here or there, touch up paint, but he's gonna bring it home for Christmas. Look at this paint. I mean, it came out beautiful. I buffed it all out this morning. Took it for its first test lap this morning, first ever. Went pretty good. I'm still making some carb adjustments. The main jet's down here, and the proper way to adjust that is while you're under a load, so it's kind of tough. But anyhow, we got that kind of sort of dialed in. It's pretty decent. And then the intake bolts or studs, I'm having sort of a tough time keeping them locked down. They keep snugging up, which is all right, I guess. But I had an idling issue last night and I slept on it and I'm like, well, duh, it's probably the intake. Has a massive leak. So I snugged those up quite a bit just throughout the different startups that we've done. It's just been going back and forth on retorquing everything. I've had the rocker arm assembly off 6 or 7 times already. Re-snugging everything, checking everything, just because I had some pretty good issues trying to get the head gasket to seal. I've never had that before, but it could be warped from before, but I didn't do any heavy grinding or anything like that. I just used a soft DA pad to clean it up, and just like I've done a million times on other heads. So this one has some kind of an issue. I'm not exactly sure yet, but we had some water in the oil. We had it seeping around the edges of the head gasket where it meets the block. And we got it torqued down several times and it seemed to have helped quite a bit, but there's still kind of an issue with it. So hopefully it either sets right and is good, or we're gonna have to get a new head for it. I'm gonna probably try to talk him into doing a new head here, and I'm not gonna charge him for it. Just buy the part and I'll throw it on. It'll take 30 minutes. So I think that's probably what she's gonna end up needing. But we'll see how it is. It doesn't have water in it now, and I just ran it for 20 minutes or so and put it through a heat cycle, retorqued the head, and all seems well, but there still is a little leak. Not internally, but externally, I don't know what's going on. But all is good so far. We're charging up the battery here. Like I said, we got it all buffed and polished and stuff like that. I ended up buying new paint because the paint that me and him had bought online was super watery, and like it just instantly wanted to run. Like this stuff I bought from Tractor Supply the other day, and I was trying not to buy parts just because that was kind of like the deal, is he was going to buy all the parts and I was just going to charge for labor, which is what we did 99.9% of this. But I ended up going out, I bought this, a 12 volt coil, because he decided to go with the 12 volt system instead, because the 6 would just not spin the motor over fast enough. So we decided to go with 12 volts. One of the things we're waiting on is the ignition. So I just have a hot wire to power on the coil, and the other thing is this temp gauge up here we're waiting on. And then I think that's it. So we're gonna have to do some quick wiring while he's here before he leaves with it, I think was the plan. So I just got this all kind of neatly tucked in here for now, but that's all the wiring. It's very simple. Just power to the lights, and I have that. I have new wires for this run. So we're gonna have to take all this apart and put in, I bought a push-pull on-off switch, kill switch, and then we'll have to just wire that to, the lights have their own toggle switch right here, so we'll just have to wire it all. Kind of a new configuration because it's not going to be nowhere near the same as the original wiring, so not a huge deal. Super easy. It should only take a few minutes, and then we'll get her loaded up and sent on her way. So I've been pacing around this thing for the last 48 hours trying to make it perfect for him. I'm super excited. It's my first major restoration for an amazing customer, and other than doing stuff for myself, really. I've done a lot of restoration work, but usually it's just for myself. So this guy's been awesome. Has not bugged me one time, and it's for a good purpose too. Is, like I said, his wife's father passed away, and this is his. So I think they're going to be just as happy, if not happier, than I am. I'm pretty proud of this work, and we'll see what he says. I think Camille approves. She always loves that I do. Ha, Papa. Ah, Papa, no. She's the bestest. Yeah, we just got back from a big trip to Minnesota. We bought a couple pieces of equipment, and we brought a new restoration project home, actually. So when this leaves, he actually, let me rewind a little bit. He is bringing me a John Deere 4440 that we're going to be doing a motor on. I think we're going to be just swapping a motor into it rather than rebuilding it, because I think he spun a crank or the bearings. I don't know. I don't know exactly what he said, but he spun the crank, I think, and wiped out the bearings and whatever. So the motor's junk. I think it's full of metal. I have not seen it. He just mentioned it needs a motor and a rebuild or a new motor. He was kind of wanting to go with a new motor. I think it's cheaper. And if we can get something with certified lower hours, not just a he said, she said kind of a thing. And then we can doll it up. You know, we can do a bunch of new parts, bolt-on parts, to freshen the motor up, you know, water pump and gaskets and whatever. We'll freshen it up for him, throw a new clutch on, toss it back in, and then send that thing on his way. We got the International. We're doing floors in still. I just haven't had time. Like I said, I've been in Minnesota for a while. I just kind of got back the last week. I was there for a week, and then everything's crazy. I got a ton of video I have not even uploaded, but I took a bunch of video in Minnesota, which is cool. So I got a bunch on that. I got some on auctions where I picked up a skid loader. I actually bought 2 more skid loaders since I left Minnesota. I had my cousin bid on a couple for me. We had a dog go to the ER for some tumor issues and breathing issues, so that took up a few days. And then just priorities, just different things just add up. So I'm not going anywhere for YouTube. I'm making content. I just haven't had time to upload any. So let's wait for him to get here and we'll see what his reaction is. I am super excited. Just slap it in. There you go. It might die out, I don't know. Nice. Now we just don't hit the skid steer. Nice job. Well, that's a wrap on that one for a couple weeks.
Yeah.
Got some stuff to finish, but